Well, hi, everybody. It's Ed Mann, the co-host of Mindy, Ed, and Don Rickles. There's the other one.
Mindy Rickles.
That's what I call her when we go out. Hey, here's the other one.
Mindy Rickles. Mindy Rickles, what would you like for dinner, Mindy Rickles?
Not sure the other one.
We want to throw that last name around as much as possible because it carries a lot of weight.
A lot of weight. Gets you to the back table next to the kitchen. That's
Hi,
right.
I'm Ed. And you could even call you Ed Rickles, Ed and Mindy Rickles. I know that would be a dream for you, right?
Oh, honey. Your dad already tried to do that once, I think.
You can take the wife's last name. Yeah. I know you would have loved that. Uh-huh.
We told the story not long ago on the podcast where your dad stands up. I was singing a little tune with Keely Smith. Remember, he goes,
yeah,
he's keeping our name alive. And you're like, Dad, it's man. It's
right.
It's not the right name, but sentiment is understood.
Exactly.
It was a nice compliment, actually. That felt pretty good.
Yeah, that was sweet.
It was a nice thing. Yeah, it was a nice thing for him to do. He often did nice things. People don't know that about him. That's a shame. You know, right?
Well,
they always say, oh, wow, he was mean. He had this insult thing.
No.
He was super nice.
Super nice. He was a great dad.
Yeah.
And, with my stand-up, he loved to discuss it with me. And how did it go? And every time I did a show, he'd be like, afterwards, how'd it go, Min? How'd it go, Min?
Yeah.
He loved to ask me about it. And
when it didn't go, he was a shoulder to cry on. He's like,
absolutely.
oh, babe, yeah.
Yeah, he was great about that. But Ed you were annoyed with me a little bit because, I couldn't really get into the podcast today because.
I know. You were like, I don't know.
My preparation for the podcast is watching Court TV, which has absolutely nothing to do with it. But today, I don't watch it all the time, but I'm very into it. I always have been. What do you want to say, honey?
I was just going to say, I wanted to back it up just a minute because we were like, okay, let's prep a little bit. I mean, let's think about what we want to say a little bit. I don't want to be just like these, schmoes that get on podcasts. There's literally a blank slate, and then they try to make it funny or interesting or whatever.
Right.
And you're like, but I'm watching Court TV.
Watching my show. Because I used to watch it, years ago when they had the Menendez trial and all that stuff. OJ.
Well, that was local. I mean, that was like, you knew this. You knew,
I don't know. Was Court TV even around then? But
I don't know.
May have been. But this is I have to tell you, I mean, I sort of explained it to you a little bit. This is a very big trial. It's this guy, this Brendan Banfield, very middle of the road, very average kind of guy, who plotted to kill his wife, who he did kill, because, of course, the age-old story was in love with the au pair. They were having an affair, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
Right.
She was involved, but he decided he was going to make a fake. This is the part that I love, that I live for. He was going to make a fake profile for the wife on this sadomasochistic fetish site where he pretended to be her. So he would log into her work computer all the time, and he would pretend to be the wife, Christine, and saying that she wanted to do this whole rape fantasy thing with some guy. This is totally made up by the husband.
Right.
So he lures the guy to the house, and he told the guy to bring a knife, but he's pretending to be the wife, Christine. Told him to bring a knife. He comes to this scene, and I guess he comes in the room, the husband, and shoots her dead, and then shoots dead, this stranger with the knife, this perfectly innocent guy who just came over to, do a fetish little sadomasochistic
just a little
S&M. What he does, right. And killed them both. And the au pair was involved. So now the au pair is testifying. The au pair is 12 years old. The au pair is testifying.
This is a comic, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy. I mean, when I say she's 12, I'm kidding. She's 22. But she looks very, very young. Anyway, so she's testifying against him because, she made a deal with the prosecutors. I love when they make a deal. It's always I'll tell you everything. And they're so instead of going to prison for 25 years, you're going to go for 23 years. But, they're still.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I don't know. Whatever. They get some kind of a deal. But of course, I would do the same. I would completely, the second they came to me, because I can't lie and I can't, as you always said, you love that I can't lie. I would have to spill the beans immediately. And the joke is, I don't know how this is part of it. He had a picture on his bedside table of himself and the au pair. like at a football game or
What
something.
the hell?
How does that
Really?
even make sense? Like, I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to have to, dig in deeper to
You need
the
to dig in
trial.
a little deeper to figure that one
Your
out.
Honor, objection sustained. I have to figure out what that is. But I'm the
Well-
one that would stand for 15 hours in line to get into one of these trials.
Well,
but,
that's right.
It hasn't happened.
And Bill, I think we may have mentioned before, you were at the OJ trial.
That's
your
right.
ex-boyfriend got you in.
But
and,
I mean,
and they could tell who you were because you were like futzing with your hair.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm always doing that. But, even like when my parents, which we discussed, were like robbed at gunpoint, like years ago in front of my building, like say, they caught the guy and there was a trial, like TMZ would come. How delirious would I be about that? I mean, I'd be in court every day in the front row, dressed to the nines,
That's right.
flipping my hair. And I'd be talking to, what's his name? I forgot, the head of
Harvey
TMZ.
Levin?
Harvey Levin.
Yeah.
Who I was so madly in love
We
with.
love
And I don't
Harvey
know how
Levin.
once I was on the phone, someone got him on the phone with me. I'm like, Harvey, I live for you.
The man doesn't age, which is
Yes, he
crazy.
doesn't age and he knows everything. I could sit down, if I could sit down with Harvey Levin for lunch or Dominic Dunn, even though he's gone now. I mean, I would kill for that.
Mhm.
So I love, the ins and outs of all this. And even if I could be at the Nick Reiner trial, which is horrendous, I would love
it's hardly a
to be at
trial.
that.
That's just like
Well, I
keep
think
the
they're going
guy
to have a
from,
trial. I'm not
frying.
sure. But yeah, these kind of things, once there's a trial like this, I can watch it. It's like, Mindy, can you come to bed? Mindy, can you, have sex with me? No. I'm in the middle of, the prosecution's opening statement.
Excuse number
Ed.
37. I'm in the
That's
middle
right.
of prosecution. I
Come
can't
on.
have sex.
Okay,
That's
objection.
fine.
Hearsay, sometimes in bed when Ed does something I don't like, I'm like, hearsay. So, that's the kind of thing it is. But
Well, I always thought you should go to law school. You know more about this stuff than just about anybody I know. You
Right.
easily should
sure.
pass some kind of a bar, maybe like a
Kim
slice of the bar exam.
Kardashian bar, right. The Kim Kardashian bar, it could pass. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, I
You
was
could- you
doing
could get
10
through
other
that.
things. I could pass that bar for
You know?
sure. And I could do, like mock trials. And yeah, I'd be great.
Well, they always say, honey, that comics have a dark side.
Yes,
right?
I have a very dark side. I
very
mean, I
dark
go to the
side.
that's what we talk about. You're in the sunshine, Wizard of Oz, happy-go-lucky, and I'm in the dark, Silence of the Lambs, into the hole in the ground, as dark as it gets. Yes, that's who I am. I'm not proud of it, but that's the person that I truly am. So what am I going to do?
You know what just came to mind? Because whatever comedy I did do was on the radio.
Right.
And it was always under the sort of the umbrella of, hey, keep it a bit happy. The audience doesn't want to hear, a bunch of negative thoughts.
Right,
Who wants to hear the DJ going, hey, it's Kiss FM, and my God, what a car accident I was in yesterday. This is horrible. I can't even move my leg. Here's Madonna. You can't do that.
Right.
And they don't like it. But on stage, oh my God, you
can go on and on with the story. I mean, the darker, the better. As long as you come out on the other side in some way.
Right.
And show some irony or something. Right.
Right. But I remember your dad would always, he had these notes in his calendar or his notebooks or what have you. And we found one from like when he was a kid.
Oh, yeah. Did we ever discuss this? He had like a diary and it was like, my dad could also go into that dark place and it would be like, what was it? Like,
well, was like
Aunt Alice, broke
Alice.
her arm and she's in the hospital. Black Monday, it was like that. He had names for the days.
He had names for the days.
Sorrowful Wednesday. There was always something that was
Tragic
happening with
Tuesday.
the family.
There was always a family issue that threw him down, and he was like,
right.
He had to write about it in his little diary.
Yeah, it
Well,
should have been
wrote,
Sorrowful
long.
Saturday. Now that I think about it,
That's probably
a mistake. I should have said Sorrowful Saturday, but. Yes, so every day there was something negative. And I mean, it's true. He could go like that, although he had obviously that positive side. But
well, of course. I mean, he had this gift.
Right.
But his favorite shows were like Forensic Files.
Yeah, he loved Forensic Files, actually. He loved those reenactments.
Yeah.
They were so bad, but he loved those.
They were terrible, but he loved them. We look back at them now going, oh, God, they fixed this a little bit since then. But he dug that. Your mother did too. They both loved this Forensic Files thing.
Yeah.
They just found this, deep drama in it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, he studied that. I mean, he studied drama. So I guess
Right,
for
of
him, that was
course.
sort of, he was like, oh, okay, this is a connection.
Oh, yeah.
But, get a light on
And I
him.
mean, in Casino, he
Oh, my
was
God.
very
He's very
downer.
dark.
He was a downer, whatever, as this, head of the casino. He wasn't exactly an upbeat guy skipping around the
No.
casino. No.
Well, the story was Scorsese told him, it's like, don't make faces, don't do your act, don't do
Right,
anything crazy. Just,
exactly.
stand there. Just stand there and just stand there. And
Right.
you look at Casino and you'll see it. He's just holding it all back.
Exactly. And you can tell he's holding a lot of it back.
That's right. Which I think kind of worked in a way for Casino.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It did.
It was great.
It did.
But anyway, I don't know, honey, where you go into these places and it's like, oh my God.
I know.
But-
well, it's all the medications, but what can I do? I stack them up. The medications I could stack up like a pyramid of Legos.
Today,
There's so many.
just today, right? I come back from the pharmacy. She
Yeah,
said,
there were like
come
100
back. There's two of them.
medications.
There's just two of them waiting, and one of them I use to help sleep or whatever. I'm like, okay, great. I'll just go stop by. The guy shows up and he lines them up. I said, wait a minute, what's going on? And he counted. There's 12 of them, and there's this and that. I'm like, well, you're not 90. I mean, you're like,
I know. I just need, certain things like water pills and,
yeah.
I like a pill for everything, something to like, get out all the excess, whatever in me, all the excess water so I don't bloat. And yes, I need something to sleep. And then I get headaches, so I need a pill for that.
You do get headaches.
And then, my back hurts. I need a pill for that.
Right.
Just I have neuropathy in my toes, which we've discussed. So I do need a pill for that.
Horrible. You have to take things.
I do have these things, these magical, wonderful things.
Yeah, we went to dinner the other night, and you're sitting in
oh my God, we were at this restaurant. The booth was so tight. I was wearing knee-high. My outfit was unbelievable. It was fabulous.
It was gorgeous.
I was wearing like a patent leather black miniskirt, and I have the body for this. Anyone will attest to that. And then black knee-high boots. But when I sat, and my back was hurting to begin with, the booth was so narrow. When I sat, all of a sudden, the patent leather miniskirt, which was like wearing something that was like a piece of iron around me, I didn't realize it. So when I sat down, it started to crease up, like so that my whole crotch would have been showing. And then it was creasing up to like my belly button. And I was slowly, as the dinner went on, because it was such a narrow seat, I was slowly sliding down the booth.
Right.
And Ed's like, where are you? It was just like a head sitting at a table because I was slowly falling from the booth. And I took off one of my boots because my foot was hurting with the neuropathy so much because it was so tight. I was like, funny. I said to Ed, is my boot, in the walkway for the waiters?
Well, it was sitting, right. It was sitting sideways, and it looked like a dead body was underneath the table.
It was a long black boot. And Ed's like, move the boot to the left. And I was like practically on the floor. It was very uncomfortable, and I really couldn't wait till we got the check. Because,
but it was good food.
The food was good, even though I was eating mine, under the table by your shoes. But it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Shared it with the dog.
It was a good meal. So, those are the things that I deal with on a daily basis and that you deal with, honey.
These are a few of my favorites.
Which is so sweet of you. He's my caregiver.
Oh, Bill, come on. You can take care of yourself just fine. I step in just because you're just so helpless. It's like
that's right. Everyone feels that way, but
I gotta do something.
There's an inner strength there in me, but I don't like to show it. I don't like to show it. It's not.
Let's face it. If I'm out of town doing whatever, if I'm visiting my mom or on the road, you're like, you get it done.
I step up to the plate.
That's right.
That's right.
You get it done. You're good.
I find someone else to be the caregiver, but no.
Correct.
I step up.
Confronting high credit card debt can feel scary, but the good news is, if you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, financial relief options are now available. National Debt Relief is currently offering debt relief designed to reduce what you owe and put you on the fast track to becoming debt-free. If you qualify for debt relief, you may be able to pay back less than what you owe and save thousands of dollars. Just visit nationaldebtrelief.com. Imagine only paying one low monthly program payment you can afford and saving money as you become debt-free. National Debt Relief has already helped bring debt relief to over 550,000 U.S. consumers, earning thousands of five-star reviews and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. You're stronger than your credit card debt. Let today be the day you start turning things around. Take the first step. and visit nationaldebtrelief.com to see what debt relief you may qualify for. That's nationaldebtrelief.com. What if I told you that tossing and turning all night and waking up sore could be the result of sleeping on the wrong pillow? Sounds too good to be true? Hear me out. Coop Sleep Goods pillows are designed for every type of sleeper, side, back, stomach, and everything in between. They adjust to how you sleep, keeping you supported and comfortable all night. And right now, new customers get 20% off site-wide. From new parents navigating sleep schedules to wellness-minded sleepers focused on recovery to grandparents exploring new hobbies, Coop helps everyone sleep better and wake up actually feeling refreshed. There's a lot waiting for you tomorrow. Let Coop help you show up feeling rejuvenated and ready to go. Get 20% off your first order and try Coop risk-free with the 100-night sleep better guarantee at coopsleepgoods.com/comedy podcast. That's COOP sleepgoods.com/comedy podcast.
But it's not an easy segue, but your dad didn't always step up to the plate at home. You know, it was like things
he
were
would
handled.
kind of fall to the floor sometimes when he was on the couch with his back watching the game.
Yeah. He was like the clapper, you know, I fall and I can't get up.
Yeah, exactly.
But there were people to handle everything.
Yes,
and,
that's true.
And that was fine. When we were with him and we were alone, of course, then I had to step in and handle things. You know,
like when he was very old, it was like, Dad,
get me over to the pool. Yeah, he's quite old.
He's in the chair and he can't get up. Right.
Yeah,
so
he couldn't get up or had trouble with it.
Right.
And he didn't like
the
that.
Very end. That's right. He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't like it. You know, but I remember once he was in the pool with us and his legs were kind of dragging down. You know, he had those terrible legs because of stenosis and everything.
Which I have as
God
well.
Damn it. Yeah, I know. He was like, damn, because he loved to swim. He's like, I just can't get across the pool, Ed. I'm like, well, what are you doing, Dad? What are you doing? He goes, I guess that's why I'm on the bike all the time because I can't get the legs to do the swimming thing. They just fall down. You know, I'm like, oh. I really felt for him in that moment. You know, he was...
Yeah. Well, that's why, I mean, then he was on the bike twice a day, which was amazing because...
probably kept him alive.
Exactly.
That was really good.
That was great.
But there's a piece we wanted to play. We actually did a part of this. One of the roasts, he did the Dean Martin roast, he was the star of the show.
Oh, yeah, those were amazing.
Right. And as we've said, he just made it up as he went along, and it was always great. We haven't listened to this. This is part 2 of the one we played a couple, 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Because that went kind of long. He was talking about Lauren Green and, you know, being part of the tribe and all that, which I always thought was hysterical. He did a whole piece with Michael Landon on The Tonight Show, who, as folks may or may not know, he was Jewish. So it was just this constant discussion about being Jewish, and Johnny sitting on the side going, okay, that's interesting.
Right.
But this was the second half of the roast of your dad, and he gets up and essentially gets revenge. So let's start it. We can talk about it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Great.
Frank did say to say hi to you, Dean. I know how much it means to you. Dean's the kind of guy you can say golf a bit. Frank Sinatra was hit by a bus. Well, I'm going to take my 9-iron and live right up on green. Your attitude, you're going to wind up on a hook in a garage in Chicago. Anyway, look at that. The big Irish guy went, what does that mean, Rose? You Irish guys, they don't know anything. You just know how to go to a picnic and take a can of beer and go... Well, we need the Irish. Because we ain't going to put out no fire. You can bet on that. Well, isn't it true? Get in there, Captain Duffy! Get in there, Quinn! Get that fire out! And the Jewish guys usually outside. More wood, Herbie, more wood. And the black man's on the corner going, I bet we get blamed for this, too. And the Polish kid's going, for what?
Well, I guess he does some of the act.
Right.
He gets the act in there somewhere.
Sometimes he throws it in a little bit.
Right. It's not all completely improvised, but he goes, I'm going to go to the act. I'm going to go to the act.
Right.
I'm a nice guy. Son of a gun, when you fool with a wife, you must light a match and blow up.
To Dean Martin, yeah.
And last but not least, Captain Cernan, I was overjoyed that this man would be here tonight. I must say, I was at the launch when Apollo 17 went to the moon. Many of us forget great courage and great Americans at a time of need with our country today, and I do not preach politics or just try to do jokes. But in this man, I take exception because he is a delightful, wonderful, great hero. And I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, to see that rocket take off from the launch pad and to be with his family and his dear ones, and to watch this great, wonderful human being call me the night before and say, hey, Don, we're going to go to the moon. Listen, why don't you go over to the Chicky Club or what have you with the wife and have a couple of drinks and boom, boom. It was so casual and so beautiful that I just stood in awe and I was mesmerized by this great hero. I say to all of you Americans, and not to embarrass you, Gene, I thank you for being here tonight. Most important, these are all performers, but you are really outstanding gentlemen. I thank you for coming. Captain Smith.
Now, did you go to the launch, Mindy?
No. I wasn't invited. No.
You were.
My parents went, but that was a thrilling thing. And I don't know if we discussed this, but, my dad made tapes, which was so unbelievable, for the astronauts when they went into space. So they had recordings they were listening to of my dad, doing his act or whatever, talking to them personally. And that's what they listened to in space. And I just thought that was amazing for my dad to have that kind of a legacy, that he did something like that.
And it's so funny because our oldest son has actually the Gene Cernan signed badge or patch from
his
Apollo 17.
From his, uniform.
Yeah, sitting right here in his room. It was just, they had an interesting relationship. You could meet two different people.
No, but my dad was in awe of these kinds of heroes. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And they certainly loved him.
I want to, Dean just said, I'll go to the moon tonight. You would, but nobody would look up. I must say, from the bottom of my heart, really, and Kirk Douglas, who was so kind to appear here tonight. Kirk is a dear friend. I was over his house one night, and we had dinner, and I said, Kirk, how do you feel? He said, how's my body look? And I said, wrinkled. I know what I said, Dean. You keep playing everything back. Just keep drinking and say to yourself, your voice is not gone. He's wonderful, though. Can you tell he's 68? Anyway, Catherine, his young wife's in the back. Is that how old he is?
That's very funny. He imitated the wife on
jumping rope.
Jumping rope. That's very funny because his wives are so much younger. God, I never saw him do something like that. That's a riot.
I must say, on behalf of my dear wife that Foster Brooks made some comments about, she is a lovely lady. When we were married, I will never forget, on the wedding night, she looked at me and went, this is exciting. In all honesty, to all you married folks out there, I say from my heart, my wife, I married a Valium. A Valium. The guy in the back, the Puerto Rican kid went, why, what the Valium? And the Mexican guy went, that's something you planted, dumb son. Anyway, gang. And the Italian guy, here's your Valium. Anyway, by the way, Phyllis Diller, who I love, really, when she was born, she must have hit the hospital wall. That's why the hair is, she'd come out, boom, and the doctor went, oh, we missed Charlie. But I've seen many beautiful women in my lifetime. Phyllis, help her. She's a lovely comedian and a dear friend, and a wonderful husband. Ward Donovan couldn't be here tonight. His cape blew up. On the wedding night, he stood on top of the sink and went, Batman! Anyway, I can say anything I want.
That's true.
Ian Rowan's sitting here going, you can't say that. What am I going to do? You and Dick did on your special, and here he is, Charlie and his monkey. Anyway, it wasn't bad because that'll be picked up. Anyway, I'd like you to know that on behalf of my wife, Barbara, my dear mother in Florida, who I love dearly, and I spoke to her on the phone tonight, I said, Mom, I'm going to be on Dean Martin's show. She said, send him my love. She used to know Gabby Hayes. Anyway, but on behalf of my manager, Joseph Scandori, one of the great Italians, really, is not here tonight. His ice truck blew up. On behalf of my manager, Mr. Scandori, my darling wife, Barbara, my mother, my two children, my mother-in-law, and my family, I have been blessed with one thing. My humor is aggressive. It is nonsense. The Newharts are dear friends. The Rowan and Martins, everybody on this day is tonight, has made me feel a little bit important. Each day as an actor, when you take an approach with an image of being aggressive and strong, you must wake up every morning, as my father said. He said, Don, when you're different, your heart is open to a little ache. But remember, when you're different, you might capture all the stars, but the whole world will not rally around you, but you have a chance of having them notice you. So go home at night, put your head on the pillow, and thank God for what you've attained. And maybe God will look down and say, hey, I am grateful to you, son, for doing something different. I like to think that I am different. I like to think that the public will understand me. If they do, I am grateful. To all of you, I wish you what I have, as I say in my performance when I appear. People around you who care.
That was very sweet.
That was very sweet. You don't often hear him, speak like that. I can't even recall. He definitely, the stuff he's talking about with his father, the fact that his father said, you're different, you're sort of out of the box, but that can work for you. And my dad, he knew that. He knew he wasn't going to be the lawyer or the businessman, going to the 9-to-5 job. He just, he tried to sell insurance like his father sold, but it just wasn't for him. He was so creative and he needed to be, expressing himself and performing. And that's what, he was meant to do.
No question. And you've got that same gene, it's like, it's very clear that that's always something that you want to be able to do. Even if it's at a dinner party, it gives you great pleasure. And I certainly enjoy it. That's just kind of the way I kind of grew up as well. It's like I don't want to do 9 to 5. Well,
you better enjoy it because this is it for you.
This is it, huh?
This is it. There's nothing else. You've seen it all, honey. In 30 years, this is all you're getting. So if you want to move on, I totally understand.
Where's the au pair? That's what I want to find. Where'd that? Find an au pair.
Nice one. That's right.
Yeah, come on.
The 20-year-old au pair.
You have Arnold Schwarzenegger's number? We can find the au pair.
Yeah.
There's got to be one somewhere that I would just go,
I know, because at this, even though the kids are 40 and 45, we could still get them an au pair. It works. It's fine.
Exactly.
That's right.
An elderly au pair. Or an elderly man with a
what?
Elderly
an elderly
au pair.
man.
Can you imagine?
Or an older man with an
right.
au pair. Right, exactly.
Right, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, honey, for correcting the
Thank you, honey. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. Look at that. She's here for something.
Hey,
everybody. That's our little podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And
we had so much fun.
We have some great guests coming up.
And as my dad would say, this is, as he would imitate my mother, this was exciting. So that's what I say.
And for those of you who don't know, that is what she sounded like.
Yeah,
it wasn't like far-fetched.
No, she was like, this is absolutely exciting. I'm excited.
Hello, man.
Can you
I'm
tell
outside.
that I'm excited right now? I'm excited. And that's kind of how I am. But I am excited, though.
You are
excited. This was fun. I love you, honey. Love you.
Love you too. And thank you for all of you for listening. We appreciate you.
Thank you for listening. We so appreciate you.
We'll see you next time. We got some special guests coming up. So hang in there.
Excited.
We'll make some announcements on the Facebook page. Go to the Facebook page. It's very exciting there. And we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.